Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Yes, of course. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects the European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work. We fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression. That's feeding them. Do you understand? You only grow big if you get fed. You only start at 800 and become 50 million if you get fed. We fed them, for crying out loud. Enough with this nonsense.
But so you understand, because the black population was so oppressed under apartheid.
Well, we never saw this oppression you're talking about.
You never saw it.
No, I never saw it.
Yeah, but
Peace
because you're white.
to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane, host is in Jiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. Okay, this is this week's episode of Progression Regression. I have started a series for the month of November. The name of the series is Progression Regression. The reason why I decided to start this series is to point out to African people that some of the progression that we think we are having as a people, as the African people, we are actually regressing more. The idea is that we're taking one step forward, but taking 3 steps back. But because we are not observant on the true fight that we must have as African people, we are happy with the little victories while we are losing the big war. Now, many people don't understand why South Africans are against Elon Musk. His attitude towards South Africa, the lies that they continue to push of genocide in South Africa, their attitude towards black people, in particular our black government, which our government is no longer black. Let's be honest. So one thing that the colonizers never failed to do is to transfer hate to their children. Africans transfer Ubuntu to their children. And because Africans are taught that respect is taught and not earned, like the Europeans would say, respect is earned. You have to earn my respect. Africans often go into the world with their guards down. The majority of our colonizers have already concluded on us, the African people. We are sub people. We don't deserve the best. We are there to be fed. We are there to be helped. We cannot lead on our own. We don't have the capabilities to think for ourselves. We don't deserve our own education. We deserve to be taught everything from scratch, from farming to mining, to everything that they found us doing already. They are pretending as if it did not exist. They took our countries to great heights, and we should thank them for that. That is the mentality of the majority of our colonizers. Now, if their father is reasoning like this, imagine what their children are, how the children are reasoning like. Now, I don't want to make any personal attacks. I can attack and shred this man into small pieces. Just his life alone, I can finish him. But I'm not going to get into that, because those type of angers also, they don't take us anywhere as African people. It's not how angry you are, it's what you're going to do with the type of anger that you feel inside. So now we have Elon Musk's father, who says that there is a small, I want to break this video down properly. There's a small white population in South Africa that is here to project the European style of culture of living in South Africa. You travel the entire African continent, or you have South Africans that are traveling to Europe and America and whatever. South Africa is more like Europe than any other African country. In fact, if you ask the question, and South Africans don't take any offense, I don't mean it in any offensive way. I'm just stating what the general word is out there. South Africans define themselves differently from other African countries, just like the Arab countries, both Egypt and Morocco, that want to pretend that they are not in Africa. South Africa has got that, but South Africans' problem is other African problems, other African countries. So we embrace a lot of foreign companies, foreign investment, we put high value on those things. European, like, come and invest in us as if we are unable to do anything ourselves. Progression, regression. Now you come to the realization that our education system is Europeanized. Our cities are Europeanized. The way they look, the best of cities. You go to Europe, you go to London, you go to wherever. There isn't much of a difference. South Africa is the only country where our colonizers never left in entirety. Some people say in Namibia they also did not leave. Yeah, but not in the numbers when you count percentage-wise like South Africa. But like I said, I hate defining Namibia outside the South African borders. We are one thing. Namibia, Lesotho, Botswana, and Swaziland. South Africa, same thing. Same thing. But anyway, he says, how have we oppressed these people? We gave them work. Do you see why we will need to change our education system? To make the African child to say, you have to create a job. You have to create a product. You have to start a company. Just like the Chinese children. The Chinese children are not going to school to go and work for someone else. They are developing a new robotic. You go and check. If you go and want to purchase something in bulk, it is advisable that you go to China and take a walk in the factories there and see what is going on. You meet that the owners of the companies that you guys buy in from Shein, Alibaba, and what's the other one? It's young people in their 20s. He's the company owner. She's the company owner. We South Africans pride ourselves with, I found a job. You know, that is the problem. The mentality is totally different. And their mentality is to say, our children will create jobs. Our children will be bosses. And these blacks will work for us. They say, we gave them work. We feed them. My great friend Moses was saying, King, what's wrong with people queuing up at McDonald's? What's wrong when the farm has got a surplus of potatoes that are starting to rot and whatever? They go to an area somewhere where there's black people and they found a street corner and dump those things there, and we run in our numbers to pick some of the onions and some of the carrots and some of the potatoes that are not yet fully rotten, so we can cook. We feed them. If McDonald's was saying, come and queue up, we are selling 5% of our shares to the public and we are queuing up, I will be proud of you Africans. But for a burger of 30 rand, just so that they can point at you and say, we feed them. We give them jobs. This is what is happening when we talk about progression, regression. Now, South Africans, at one point, you guys must wake up. You guys must wake up and realize who the true enemy is in Africa. You must. That is why in South Africa, the most unequal society in the world, we will never close the gap between the rich and the poor. Because the poor live their life thinking that they must have a job. The rich live their life thinking of opening another company so that they can provide a job to us. Angazi ukuthi uyangithola now or maybe uzongithola later. I'm angry. Luckily, I saw this video yesterday, and my anger subsided because I know it doesn't help making videos and doing nothing on the ground. He says they grew from a little group to a massive group. He's talking about us, and that they is very racist. They. It's like when white people say you people. By saying you people, they should have just used the K word. Or just call you monkeys once. He says that's not oppression. We fed them. We never oppressed them. They grew from a little group. You guys, every continent is growing in population. Ironically, it is the Caucasian people that are struggling with reproduction. That's why you hear that Africa will overtake India and China by 2050 with population. We are growing in numbers. Tina, we don't have a problem with multiplying. We've always grown. The population 100 years ago was less for everyone. And 200 years ago, it was less for everyone. And because you are going and edging closer to the first two people that were created. So, whether you believe on that story or not, but the more you go back, the lesser the population be. So he wants to make it as if he is God. He fed us, so that is why our population grow. They think like this. The 5 families that run South Africa, this is how they think. And this is why they fund our political parties. They are feeding us. And you guys don't want to wake up. You want to fight for a job. You don't want to fight for ownership. I see there's another video that I'm cooking for you guys where I want to show you guys sometimes the hypocrisy that we have. The MK political party Labour desk would run to, they went to a filling station, what we call a garage in South Africa, a petrol station, where they chased away the foreign brothers, documented and undocumented. They did not care. They said, this is not a scarce skill. You guys need to pack your bags and go. We've got South Africans that can work that can do this job. They called the police, the owner called the police, and after calling the police, they came, they brought new CVs, and they chased our African brothers away so that they can have the job. Now tell me, between the one that has the job and the one that owns the filling station, who is getting richer? Where have you seen a petrol attendant that say, yo, my life is improving, yo? You know what? Everything is all right, man. I just bought this Mercedes Benz. Life is flowing. I just bought a new house. I've been a petrol attendant for the past 30 years, and life has improved immensely. They promoted me to supervision level, and I managed to buy this car and whatever. Where have you seen that nonsense? And remember, if you say it is illegal for foreigners to work in a petrol station, it means their bosses, the petrol station owner, did an illegal activity. He must be arrested. That shop must be closed. That filling station must be closed. But they don't attack the owners. The owners are white. The owners are Indian. The owners are not African. So leave the owners alone, chase the Africans away, replace them with other Africans, which are South Africans, and allow them to work there. Seek the job. Don't seek the ownership. Nobody's saying, why are they not teaching in our schools how to develop a new Sasol for Africa, how to develop a new engine for Africa, a new shell for Africa. Nobody's talking about that so that we can have ownership. I don't want to buy the franchise. I want to have an African franchise. But no, we fed them. We fed them. We clothed them. This is how they feel about us. So he says you cannot grow big if you are not fed. How disrespectful is this guy? How disrespectful is that? He says we fed them, for crying out loud. He says we did not see this oppression. The guy tells him, says, but you guys, you oppress the people through the system of apartheid. He says we did not see this oppression that you are talking about. Now imagine how his children's children think about you. And now take it from that scale and throw it down on a general base. In their households, this is the conversation that they are having. When in your household, you're telling your child, hey, when mntanam, respect everyone. Mntana wam, uhlompe batho. Mntana wam, uska roga magoa. O tshabe magoa. Hey, ngwanaka. Progression, regression. We think we're going somewhere, but we are not going anywhere. Who is really improving? Who is really improving? And I want to say, because some of these videos they get clipped and being reposted in other podcasts. We see you guys, but it's okay. Continue posting, making us more famous. We appreciate that. By no means do we mean that all white people are racist. I've met some great white people in my life, I promise you. But that's individuals. You, as a group, there isn't a group of white people that can say, during apartheid, we fought against the system. There isn't a group of white people that say, we relinquish our white privilege after 1994. There isn't. A group, there isn't. There are individuals here and there, but not as a group. You are fed, black people, according to this man. So you are fed means before they came, you could not feed yourself. Before they came, there was no empire that was growing. Before you came, there was nothing. That is the impression that they are pushing. And that is why the Arabs, they wiped out almost completely the African people in Morocco, in Libya, in Tunisia. They try to make it seem as if it is them that are the originated indigenous people of that land. You know what the Germans did in Namibia? 80% of the population wiped out. And when you hear today Namibia only has 2 million people, you're asking yourself, a country, 2 million people, how is that possible? It's possible. If they kill you, they say they were genociding them, armed or not armed. You just take them out. Oh, it's not, and the bravery of someone to say this on camera. Phew, the bravery is too much. To say it on camera, not flinch. So we didn't see this oppression that you're talking about. What oppression are you talking about? Guys, we are still busy with progression, regression. The things that you guys think that you are progressing in, Africans, we are actually regressing. And that is why we have entered into a fight of the education system. We are saying we want to build an education system that will change the mindset of our children, because us, this generation, education needs to uneducate you on other things. You have to use education to uneducate yourself from other things. If your education is not teaching you to unlearn some things, how good is that education system. Remember, in South Africa, they call it the basic education. Basic education. That department must change its name. Basic education for black people. That's what we have in our public schools. Basic education. If your education is not teaching you how to unlearn some things, it means you have not learned anything through your education. You find those. Okay, let me not continue. So we are trying to enter into the education system, and we are saying we want to build schools. Now, the school that we are building, Paseta, is one of many interventions of Africans trying to wake up Africa. But the problem is other Africans don't understand that the waking up of other Africans is going to take time. The first generation might not get it of Paseta. The second generation might start getting it. It's going to take years, 100 years, 200 years. But if we don't start, it means we are not ever going to see this issue of economical freedom in our lifetime. You don't know what that sentence means without education. There is no economical freedom in your lifetime if the education system has not changed. There is no freedom in general if the education system has not changed. Why are we saying that? The mind has the shackles in your mind been broken? Are you thinking any different from the previous generation? Are you reasoning any different from your previous generation? Is there a sense of pride in you as an African person? So we're building that school, and we are saying we need your help. We need you to donate 50 rand to assist us to build. We are starting very small, but it's okay. We have started. We got the land. We bought the bricks. We bought the cement. We bought the sand. We are building schools for African children. We are in Liberia, Uganda, Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Lesotho, and South Africa. We are in different countries. We're trying to put a brick on top of another brick. Each month, each 3 months, we're trying to do something. At least when you finish 5 years, we will be able to point something and say, hey guys, that school was built by 50 rand contributions of Africans. That's why we can never accept money. People say, King, Northern Cape is a mine province, Kimberley is a mine city. Go to the mines and ask them to fund you. No. We are not going to accept any money that is from non-Africans entities, so that they can turn around and tell us that they fed us. Is that why we must ask money from them? Come on, have pride, African people, have pride. So the little we're doing, people look down to it. That is the nature of the education that it gave them. Don't help them, they're going to fail. Then it's another scam. Here comes another VBS. Those are the things that we got in the beginning. Here comes another VBS. King is going to take your money and run away, But once they came to Kimberley and saw the team, it's not just King alone. There's an entire team behind this whole mission. So some of you went to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture YouTube channel, which we call Paseta School. You guys went there, see, okay, there's other people. There is other people. This something is working, and you started investing. Some of you started seeing the bricks go up, and you started investing in Paseta. We appreciate you. We appreciate, and we understand the mindset. And we understand the concerns also of our African people, because many other African entities have disappointed our people. So Paseta cannot fail because of that fact. If we fail as Paseta, we're going to create a problem and a stumbling block for the next generation that says, let's build schools. They're going to say, no, we have seen this movie before. You guys want to build schools and eat our money and run away, like King said so. We don't want Paseta to be quoted under that light. And that is why we even said, let's create a YouTube channel of Paseta, so we can separate Paseta from the individual called King. Because really, it's not, they are founding members, they're marketing, there's so many people that are operating under this Paseta thing, over and above me. So I'm here to say, listen to those words. Let those words anger you, but let them anger you all the way to the bank for you to say, I want to invest in something. And I'm not only pointing to Paseta, I'm saying there are many other organizations that you see around, that you see, okay, this organization is actually building something. They're actually building the clinic. They're actually building the bridge. They're actually doing something. While they are busy doing that, we here on the side of Paseta, we are targeting the mind. What did Biko say? Biko say, the most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressor. Asante sana.